Well, hi there. How's it going today, guys? My name's Catalina. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutritionist, and once again, another week and another video. Thank you so much for being here. Let's jump into it. Today's video is all about some Gym Basics 101. Everything from etiquette, just a couple little etiquette tips here and there that I have for you. And what my main idea was for this video is, let's say you're jumping into your New Year's resolution and habit building routine, and you haven't been to a gym in a while or ever, and you just really don't feel comfortable yet. That's what this video was designed for. So grab your cup of tea, grab your water bottle, because I know you're a little bit dehydrated or behind on your sips, and let's get into it. The first thing that I would recommend if you do not feel comfortable in the gym yet is schedule a walkthrough. Most gyms, whether they're small or commercial, are going to do a basic walkthrough with you. Whether it's the person that signed up with you, as far as signing up your membership, whether it's the director of personal training, the owner of the gym, the director of small group training, any one of us at our local gym that I work with are definitely going to do a walkthrough with you. They're going to help you get to know the machinery, give you a basic kind of like an introduction of the layout of the gym. Here's where all of our facilities are. Here's where you can stash your bag, whether or not you have a locker room or just small cubbies in the back like we do. Here's the cardio equipment and how it works. Whatever it's going to be, most gyms should do a walkthrough with you. And if not, you might be at the wrong gym. The gym should want you to feel comfortable. They should want you to succeed. So the first tip that I would recommend is schedule a walkthrough, okay? That's the first thing there. Now, the second thing that I would understand and get comfortable with is the idea of free weights. Free weights are going to be things like dumbbells, kettlebells, and even Olympic lifting bars or bars that have weights that you can't move that are like, bam, they're on there, they're not going anywhere. Any kind of weights that you can move around the gym from place to place, those are called free weights, okay? So I'm gonna have examples up here on the screen when I go to editing later on today to show you what I'm talking about. So free weights are one of the many different tools that you can do so many different things with at the gym. In fact, one of the great things about free weights is they help you progress really easily when you're going through any of your gym programming. You can take them from one area to the gym to the other. So let's say it's a super busy Monday night at the gym and what you want to do, the area is packed. Just grab the dumbbells that you need and head to a quieter spot. Or a number of different other scenarios that I'm not quite coming up with right now. Free weights are just where it's at, okay? They're versatile. There's a lot you can do with them. I love free weights, all right? Now, the other thing that you're probably gonna find in most gyms, both commercial and even some powerlifting gyms, are going to be machines. There are a couple different styles of machines. The first that I'll talk about is cable machines. Now, within cable machines, you also have a couple different styles. So the first style of cable machine that I'm gonna show here is like a super large, very versatile cable machine. It's gonna have multiple stations to it. Each station you can even change out handles or different tools that you can use for a number of different exercises. You will actually see the cables running through the machine. You will have like a pin that you pull out to choose which weight you're going to be lifting for that particular exercise, okay? So for example, on the machine that I'm showing here, we have a lat pull, low row. We have a slide that is going to have different heights that you can set, whether or not you're doing like a bicep curl at the bottom or a low to high kind of thing that you can do, or you can do a tricep press down or a straight arm back kind of exercise. So there's just so much versatility on this large cable machine. We only have one of them in our gym. We also have a very similar but much smaller machine like that in the back corner. Now, the other type of cable machine is going to be very specific. It might only have one or two exercises that you can do on it. And I'll show an example of that here as well. You still will see the cables inside of the machine. It's a pulley system, right? That's how these machines work. You'll still have some kind of a way to change the weight that you're using. either again with a pin that you pull out and then put in the weight that you want to choose, or even in some cases, the ones that we have, a switch. It's kind of like an on-off switch for which weight you're choosing. But those are both still a very similar cable kind of machine. Now, the other kind of machine that you're going to see at a gym is going to be a plate machine. You're going to see a long rod sticking out when it's unloaded, and you're going to put flat plates on the machine in order to load it up. You see these very commonly with leg presses. You see them with back machines, like a row, a high row, medium row, or a low row machine. And you'll see them with like a hack squat or different things like that. Calf raises, calf presses. There are lots of different machines that you'll see like this. Now the plates can vary in size, anything from 2.5 pounds all the way up to the big boys, 45 pounds. Even at some powerlifting gyms, they have 100-pound plates that you would use for leg press or different things like that. Super cool, love that. So you're gonna see a combination of different types of machines. Now in some gyms, they have little circuits already set up for you, ready to go, where you can go from one machine to the next. Be sure to clean them before and after. You just never know who was there, and you need to take responsibility for your own sweat, all right? And what's really great about those circuits is they'll often have them in a great order to where you can hit your full body and get a great little circuit burn going on so that you don't have to think too hard about what you're doing. Or if you've got your own plan coming into the gym, which you kind of should, you should kind of, you know, have a good, responsible plan for how you're training your body. I can help with that, shameless plug. Then, you know, you've got great options as far as an upper body split, lower body split, a push day, a pull day, that sort of a thing. Okay, so that covers our machines. Now, the next thing that I think is worth noting as far as just Gym Basics 101 is the idea of platforms and Olympic lifting. Now, this gets to the idea of safety, and we're gonna talk about that a little more in depth. But platforms are an area where you'll see like kind of boxed off, an area where you might see Olympic bars, those big long straight bars. They typically weigh 45, they should weigh 45, sometimes upwards of 55 pounds, depending on what's going on there. And then you'll see either big bumper plates or smaller, thinner metal plates that you would use for things like deadlifts, cleans, presses, or snatches. Okay, so those are Olympic lifts. Now, platforms are a safe space to perform those lifts. The platforms are typically rubber, wood, or a combination of both of those things. The platform is where you should safely perform those lifts. You can chat with the gym staff about scheduling if they have classes going on in that area and when is an appropriate time for you to be on the platforms if you're not a training client or if you don't do personal training, that sort of a thing. But if you're doing Olympic lifts, you should be doing them on a platform. That's where it's safe, both for you and the other members around you, and for the equipment, okay? And for the gym floor, all right? So those are kind of like the basic things that you'll see. In addition, you know, cardio equipment. I also, again, in my picture show a training area where we have turf, boxes. You'll see different functional equipment like bands, mats, TRX, a suspension system that you can use for doing full body movements, the actual racks themselves where you would be doing squats and different things. There's a lot of different things that go into the gym. So then the question for etiquette and for safety comes down to where do you lift? As I said, if you're doing Olympic style lifting, you should be on a platform. This is true for your safety and for the safety of people around you. If you're on the platform performing one of those lifts, somebody should not walk in your space, in your platform. That's your platform for right then. If they do, you have the right to respectfully call them out on it. Say, hey man, I'm doing a lift right here. Can you give me some space? I don't want you or me to get hurt. That's on them. They should know better. And if they don't, again, you have a polite conversation about, yeah, no worries, man, just give me some room here. I don't want you getting hurt. If you miss, if you drop your clean accidentally, for example, and it hits their foot or something like that, that's a huge deal. They can significantly get hurt. You can accidentally hurt them and feel terrible about it. I mean, that just sucks for everybody involved, all right? So etiquette says that you lift in the appropriate area. Now, in addition, and this might be just a me thing, but I see this kind of thing happen all the time. If you take dumbbells off the dumbbell rack and you're doing for example, this is when I see it the most, a bent over row, okay? So in a bent over row, you need to create some counter pressure. You usually put your hand down on something else and then you pull the dumbbell close to your body, right? Using your back muscles. You can do that counter pressure on a number of different things, like a bench, on a box, on a number of different things. But to put your hands back on the dumbbell rack and then perform it right up against the glass on the dumbbell rack, you've now cut off access for everybody else around you to then use those dumbbells. So though it sometimes feels like your gym, it is New Year's. There's a lot of new people around trying to build habits and get their resolutions going strong. Just be mindful, please. And if you take something off the rack, or if you're doing anything else around the rack, give some space so that other people can also use the equipment. It really does pay to be mindful and be aware of the space around you. That's true for safety, and it's true just, again, to be mindful and aware so that everybody else can have access and do what they need to do. That's my little soapbox about bent over rows on the dumbbell rack. All right, I'll leave that one alone from there. Now, as far as where to lift, it's also important to note what type of gym you're lifting in. Is this a commercial gym like LA Fitness or Planet Fitness? Or is it a powerlifting gym like we over at our small little Snap Fitness kind of consider ourselves? We're more of like a hybrid, you know, very small commercial gym / powerlifting gym. So for example, if you're at Planet Fitness and you start loading up super heavy squats or deadlifts, or even like doing Olympic lifting and then dropping the bar, they're going to call you out on it, possibly really negatively. They may even kick you out of the gym. They're not going to be nice about it. There are tons of like TikTok videos and Instagram videos that make this really clear. It's never happened to me personally, but they don't like that kind of thing. If you're going to be doing powerlifting moves, you should be in a powerlifting gym. So know what type of gym you're at, know what your goals are. If your goals are powerlifting, go to a powerlifting gym. You'll love the hype, you'll love the energy, you'll love the rawness, right? They're not nearly as concerned about the equipment in a commercial gym as they are about having plenty of plates available so that lots of people can be doing heavy deadlifts and heavy squats. At a commercial gym, that's just not the case. They don't have nearly as many 45-pound plates available because they don't want people doing those types of exercises at that heavy of a weight. Does that make sense? So know what type of goals you have and go to the appropriate type of gym. Then there won't be that uncomfortable exodus when Planet Fitness hits the lunk alarm or whatever that is and asks you to leave because you were deadlifting too heavy and making people uncomfortable. All right? Now, on that note, I want to make a special note about women. There are women-specific gyms, and I feel like that's really important because there are certainly a number of situations in which women may feel uncomfortable in commercial gyms or powerlifting gyms. Do I want that? Absolutely not. And I fight really hard to make sure that women have a space that is safe and accepting and warm at our gym and at most gyms. I'm definitely that woman that walks in with her head high, knows exactly what she's doing, and will not be made to feel intimidated or uncomfortable at any gym. If you're a male, if you identify as male, you may not have experienced that sort of feeling. But as somebody who identifies as female, I have seen it, and I don't know if I really have experienced it in the last 10 years, but when I first started going to gyms, I just felt uncomfortable because I didn't know what I was doing. I have seen videos, and I am aware that there are dudes who purposefully make women feel uncomfortable at the gym, either by hitting on them when it's not appropriate or when they clearly say, bro, stop, I'm not here for that, back away, or purposefully invading their space, getting way too close, aggressive and harassing, or staring them down. That is aggressive behavior. That is purposeful harassment, and it is not okay. If you are a man, if you identify as male, and you see that behavior, be the guy that stands up for them. Be the guy that stands up to another male doing that sort of behavior. A gym should be a safe place for all genders. Whether you've experienced that behavior or not, is besides the point. If you see it, please stand up for that. Stand up for that person who's being harassed. Be that guy. Be the guy who stands up for us, okay? Please. We need so much more of that. And if you're a woman who has experienced or is experiencing that kind of thing, please ask for help. Our staff does not tolerate that kind of behavior, all right? Period. The dudes that I work with 100% will defend you. They will kick out a perpetrator. I know this to be a fact. So please speak up. You do not have to suffer that kind of harassment, all right? Now, the last thing that I would like to say as far as this video goes is keep in mind that you paid your gym dues, right? That's like paying rent. This is your house. You belong here. You have every single right to come in here and work toward your goals. Please do not feel like you don't, okay? So I know it's easy to feel like you're under a microscope or like everybody is watching you and judging you. But just like most things in life, people are more concerned about themselves. People are more concerned about their next rep, their next set. You know, a lot of folks use their gym time as part of their kind of social connection with the people that they know. We joke that gym time is therapy time as well. And so don't worry so much about what other people are thinking about as far as you, because more likely than not, people are worried about themselves. You paid your dues, you paid your rent, you belong here. You have just as much right as anybody else to be here. And we don't have time to, as my mom would say, pussyfoot around, all right? It's 2022, we've got goals to reach. And if the gym is gonna be the way you're gonna do it, then get in here and do it. Deal? All right, deal. So, ask for help, don't stress. Everybody wants you to succeed, we really do. We want this to be a safe place for you to reach your goals. That's what I've got for you this week. If you feel like you got anything out of this video, please like, and please share it with somebody who also wants to make the gym a comfortable place for them, okay? As always, thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and tune in next week because I'm gonna keep this train rolling. All right, you know what I'm gonna say. Adios.